welcome back to the second episode, where we follow up on the progress of the double track from Manggarai to Cikarang station in West Java. The first section today is Jatinegara to Manggarai. Departure here is slow because of the tight curve, which has been here for over a century, as well as ongoing works. A number of new tracks is laid in the inside of the curve. Eventually this will be a better curve than there was before, where trains can have slightly higher speeds, just gaining on the overall travelling time. This part is only used yet though, because it's waiting to be electrified first. Several switches also have to be installed, so the tracks connect to the rest of the network. The tracks on the right run to Jakarta station via the Eastern Line and Pasar Senen station. The tracks we are on also run to Jakarta station, but via Manggarai, which is the most used route. Within a few moments we will take the curve to the right, which now uses a newly built viaduct. We are still travelling at relatively low speeds because of the ongoing construction works and workers being on and around the tracks almost 24 hours a day now. The old rail bed can be seen here. It's currently still in place. Those huts that you see along the former track have been there for decades. I suspect they won't go anywhere soon. Past a very old bridge dating back to the early 20th century. And from the luxury of your own commuter train, you can see the skyline of Jakarta as well. Quite a nice view if you're in an air-conditioned carriage. Construction of the pillars for the other viaduct are ongoing. The current network just can't support the dense number of trains that is currently operated on several lines of the network. And of course, we make a short stop before entering the station because, well, there's too much trains on the network. Hopefully that will be a thing of the past when one part of the new station is operational. We are about to get off this train to take another train from here, as we are going to travel on several short sections from and to Manggarai station. This is the Manggarai to Cikini station section. While we are currently on the old tracks from Manggarai to Cikini station, which will elevate just outside of Manggarai, the new section will be entirely elevated, as you can see in this video clip here. This section is now almost complete. Only a few switches have to be installed and then trains can run the entire section on the elevated track. When operational, trains on this section and on this route will stop and depart from the first floor of Manggarai station. This will accommodate for much more trains to run on the north-south line, which is the red line. Here you can clearly see the intended grade separation. Trains will not have to wait and cross each other when departing from different platforms of Manggarai station. Slowly we are being elevated to the level of the new elevated section, where the new elevated section will eventually merge with the old tracks just before Cikini station. And to my surprise, both switches have been properly installed and finished here. That means we have to check back on the works on the southern end of this elevated track to see if it's completed already or not. So from Cikini station we will take the first train back to Manggarai station again to have another look at the newly constructed elevated section and the impact it will have on the future increase of frequency of the trains in this network. Here you can once again see both switches are in place, so the tracks here are almost finished. Need some ballasts left and right, but that's about it. We are leaving this grade and going down again, back to street level for the next section of this trip. Here you can see that the other tracks are joining us again with the flyover on top of it. A lot of work is going on here, a lot of tracks merging, a lot of switches being moved around several times. So construction of Manggarai station isn't hindered too much because passenger flow can't stop even in these times. Just before Manggarai it's quite messy still, a lot of work going on. It will take another few years for this all to be completed, but the end result is that there is great separation for several lines, while they are currently still crossing each other on several occasions, for example before and after Manggarai station. And while we are slowly approaching the platforms of Manggarai station, I think this is a good time to ask you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, so you will be informed about future videos like this one. Jalur 7 penyandang ada sebelah kiri dari arah lajunya kereta. Hati-hati ada sebelah kiri akan dibuka attention door. The section Manggarai to Sudirman is the section with the curve in the track that we just saw when we came from Cikini back to Manggarai station. This is the track that is bending to the west, still at ground level, with the elevated track to Cikini overhead. This is the same piece of track that we were running on a few moments ago, when we saw this curve to the west, to the left that is now. New switches have been installed and we are slowly bending towards the west now. You're seeing the columns of the newly constructed elevated section. And now we skip back again to Manggarai station, where we are going to do a short trip from Manggarai station to Tebet station, which is directly south of Manggarai. It's on the red and yellow lines running to Bogor and Depok. On the western side of the tracks, there's not much to see outside of the depot. Some old rails, some new rails, some pillars have been erected. And above us you will notice that there's another flyover. That's the one that will be taken into use in probably a few weeks or months time, as the track is almost complete. It just needs linking up to the current network. And of course the station itself has to be ready to receive passengers at the first floor, which is currently not the case because the trains are all running on the ground level still. There's a lot of old material laying around here, that's for sure. While people are waiting for us, we are again traveling back from Tebet to Manggarai station, where we can see there's a lot of work going on. New tracks are being laid out. Those run towards the elevated section that runs from north to south into and out of Manggarai station. A lot of people are working on the tracks here currently, as this is one of the last few actions that need to be taken before the trains will run on the first floor using the elevator section instead of the ground level tracks that are scattered around in front of the station everywhere. You can see tracks have been removed, have been installed again. There's a lot of switches laying around that don't have tracks connected to them anymore. But eventually everything will be properly connected and allow for much smoother transit in and out of Manggarai station for at least the red and yellow lines. We are leaving Jatinegara station for the last section of this video from Manggarai to Jatinegara again. And once more there is a lot of track work going on. There's fences that have been erected near a temporary office, the white building you can see in the background. And this train will follow the same route back as we came earlier today, which means we will take the elevated track that has been open for a few months, and we will have a better view of the work going on the left side of the track now, the new columns that are being built for another flyover to be constructed later on. A little ahead is a platform that seems to be out in the open, but there will be a future station. It will be named Matraman Station and is meant to alleviate the Manggarai main station from at least a few of its passengers. After this station we will head back down to ground level again, and we will merge with the existing tracks from the other direction, from the other northern direction. And from there we can see more groundworks going on as we slowly enter Jatinegara station once more. There is a lot of steel laying around, a lot of old tracks, some new ones, and the kids seem to like it as a temporary playground. Also people still cross the rail here just walking where they want to, which is quite dangerous considering commuter trains reach speeds up to 80 kilometers an hour. But not on this track of course, because there's construction works going on and there's a big curve, but still. As you can see, most overhead cables are installed already on the new tracks. So it's just some switches, and this can also be taken into use, which will further smoothen the waiting times and travel times on this network. That's it for now. Thank you for watching the second video in this series. The first one is in the card in the upper right of your screen. And the third video will be released shortly, so keep an eye out for that one as well.